Hi guys, how you doing? Happy Friday. Hope that you've had a good week, and as we're leaning into the weekend, hope you're having a good day. I just discovered a way to make it rain. You're like, yo, Pastor P, come on now. You making it rain now? What'd you do? Some fancy dance or prayer or something like that? Seeing a cloud the size of a man's hand begin to reach up and it rained. No. Here's the kicker. It was beautiful. The breeze was blowing. It was nice. Opened up all the windows in the house to get that cross breeze, okay? To just get it, just to saturate us. It started raining. It started pouring down like crazy. I don't know if you can still hear it. It's pouring down like crazy. That's crazy. It's nuts. Anyway, surefire way to get it to rain. Open up every window in your house. And then watch how you set records running around trying to close them all, okay? I hope you're doing well today. I'm excited about today, as I am every day with this study. I'm excited about Lenten season as it rolls around every year, because it's a time of introspection. It's a time to really look at our own hearts and see our own journey toward resurrection. It follows the path of Christ to what has been called Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, and it helps us along our own path to be a progressive revelation, to be progressively moving closer and closer toward those things in which we desire, in our purpose, in our own passion, in our own hopes and desires, and things that stir in our heart continually, but we don't take the time out to pursue them. Lent is a good time to do that. So I want to thank each and every one of you who have been joining us on this study and enjoying it. Thank you for your comments and different sharings along the way. So appreciate that. Today I wanted to just recall a passage that we had learned that Paul wrote in Philippians 3 when he said, I want to know Christ and the power of his resurrection. I want to know Christ and the power of his resurrection. And I think about Christ, and oftentimes it's like, okay, where are we along that path to resurrection? Are we in that place where we're seeing miracles and we're watching the food be multiplied, and we're watching, the Lazaruses of our life be raised from the dead? We're watching the deep-seated religious conversations and the opposition, and are we turning over tables? Where are we at along that path? Are we marching into the major parts of our life, coming in on a donkey? Are we being judged and pushed to the limit? And are we on the cross? Where are you in this journey? Are we on the cross? And there are those who are happy, and there are those who are very sad. And then are we on the cross, or are we on the cross still offering forgiveness? Where are we along this path? Or are we in the tomb? It's been sealed. Things are happening. Like a caterpillar in that cocoon before that butterfly busts forth. Are we in there churning and stirring and doing and rawr? Where are we? Or are we on the other side? The tomb has been rolled away, and we're boldly walking in our purpose, in our passion, and excited about the dead places of dreams and purpose and all that coming up. Like, where are we? Now, I ask that question because, like Paul, I want to know Christ and the power of his resurrection. And he went on to say, and participation in his suffering, becoming like him in his death, and so somehow attaining to the resurrection from the dead. Participating in the sufferings. Okay, because once, I don't know about you, but a lot of times when you've had this major breakthrough, revival was just profound, and this huge awakening happens in your heart and in the life of those around you, and then in no time things are back to normal. Okay? Or you've had this huge wake-up call in your relationship, or in your job, or in your friendships, or even at home, you're doing something and all of a sudden, a light bulb goes off and you hang on to that. And then what? Then what? What happens after that? Okay? Yesterday we talked about when you know better, hopefully, you do better. But knowing and doing don't always equate, okay? It doesn't always go together. Because a lot of times, even once revival we've been revived in our understanding, we've been revived in our knowledge, we've been revived in our bodies, our minds, our spirit, our emotions. Okay, what then? What then? A lot of times folks who have been healed reach back and they don't walk in that healing. I'm just going to be honest with you. They don't walk in that healing. They don't walk in that revelation. Couples who have torn down walls in their, and I say couples, even family members who have torn down walls and built bridges in relationship and communication. And then next thing you know, digging at one another again. What's up with that? What's up with that? We get exactly what we have prayed for, ask and receive. And when you pray and ask, believing, right? Don't be double-minded. But then things happen. How do you maintain that resurrection power in and out of every day? It's so important to feed that resurrection power every day. To feed that. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. The grass grows, come on, when you water it. Okay, it's not always greener on the other side. The grass that is green is the grass that's watered and tended to. And the first little time you see a weed, you pluck it out. Okay, you don't continue to feed the weeds. Come on now. One thing we talked about yesterday, God says that he made us in his likeness and image. We learned yesterday, we are creators. We have the presence and the power. Look at yesterday's video again. We have the presence and the power of the Christ. We have the presence and the power of the Holy Spirit. We have the presence and power of the Creator God to begin to create and move and groove in the things that God has purposed for us. So why, when the knowledge of that, you know better, do better, in the knowledge of that, would we go back to chaos? Would we go back to drama? Because we get comfortable with it. We get comfortable with it. We can use it as such an amazing distraction. Come on. And it gets used as a major distraction. Because once you know better, you have to find ways to hold yourself accountable to that. Okay? Hold yourself accountable to the doing better. And once you know better, do better. Because we talked about creating, know this, the spirit and the ego are not co-creators. Okay, you got to choose one or the other. You got to choose one or the other. Every day you rise up, you got to decide. Am I allowing the spirit of the living God, the self-same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead, to create this day? I'm going to work with the spirit to create an amazing and awesome day of resurrection life, of healing, of deliverance, of salvation in everything I say and do. And I know you're going to trip up. I know that. God knows that. Nothing about you. We talked about that. It's a surprise. You're going to trip up, but it's about getting it right back. Don't trip up and then keep tripping. Understand with that? God is not a co-creator with the ego, with the pride. If pride thinks it knows more, and the ego thinks it knows more than the spirit of the living God, and we begin to lean into that ego, don't be surprised when chaos comes knocking at your door again. Don't be surprised. Don't act surprised, okay? Because if you invite that in, don't be surprised when it shows up, right? I just want to drop these little nuggets on you today and encourage you to stay in that place of resurrection power, trusting God for every moment of every day, even for the rain. Know that I love you today. We'll talk again tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye now.